In this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework I use as a premier luxury real estate agent earning over 7 figures in real estate commissions. I'm also going to show you this framework that is actually what I created, and it's called the court method, and how it's different from every other form of training that you've ever had or ever even heard of. The single biggest shift agents need to make when they're moving into luxury real estate, and how to apply the court method, whether you're starting out as a new agent or you're trying to scale to get over 7 figures in commissions. So we're going to talk really quickly about the court method. Court. And I know what you're probably thinking. Here's another acronym, not knowing what in the world the acronym means. But this is synonymous with my life as a basketball player, so it makes the most sense to me being on the basketball court and then coming to court. And then I also believe that men should court their wives. So they all kind of go hand in hand. And it'll make sense later if you stick around to get to the end of this. I'll be really brief. I'm not going to take up your whole day. I'm going to get straight to the point. But I need you to know the concept, write this down if you're taking notes. The concept of courting your spouse, your partner, is the same concept in being a service-based premier luxury real estate advisor. There's a difference between being just an agent and being a true advisor. And the court method is going to show you how to do that. So the C in court is to connect. You want to connect with people. There's this whole myth that, there are no such thing as bad leads. And I would actually argue that it's not about being a bad lead. You just don't connect with everybody. So not every single lead you'll be able to close or be able to bring into your sphere of influence. And I see agents all the time trying to force people into their sphere of influence, and then they blame the market. They blame the elements of real estate, the components of real estate, and say it's just not for me. But in reality, they're just not connecting with their people. So the concept of connecting is, one, you need to understand who are your people. My people are probably you, for example, because you found something in common with me, and you said, I want to learn something from Sam. I saw the thumbnail, I saw Sam somewhere else, and I said, you know what, I can relate to that. We connected digitally. We met in person. You saw me speaking somewhere. You read my book, whatever. We decided to connect. And from that, you entered my sphere of influence. And that's when the nurturing starts. But you got to connect first. My people are faith-based. Most people that believe in Jesus, people that are focused on building and living a big life, people that like cars, people that are into golf, people that are into wine, people that are into fitness, people that are married, that love fatherhood and manhood and being true men. Like, I'm a manly man. I believe men should work with their hands and build things and create things and have pressure and etc. And something about that resonates with other men. And I'm not afraid to say and be bold about who I am. I also played sports. So I connect people in those arenas of my life. And then what I do is I put myself in the position to connect with those people in all those arenas as often as possible. And that is what leads us to the next thing. But the connection is the very first part of the framework. Whether you're trying to sell luxury homes, mid-size homes, it doesn't matter the price point. You need to connect. Now you want to own the space or the room. Own the space or the room. So me, I have a big personality. When I go places, I smile big, I'm enthusiastic, I'm happy to be there. Or if I'm angry, you're going to know about it. If I'm upset, you're going to know about it. And it's not that I'm trying to force myself on someone. I just accepted the fact that this is not a practice run. This world that we're living in, we don't get a second shot at it. So I'm going to live my life the way that I want to live it. I am empathetic and considerate of the people and aware around me because I'm aware, but I'm not going to allow other people's judgment to dim my light, so to speak. So whenever I walk into a space, whether it's a new space or I'm revisiting a space, I want to own that space. Not being a puffing my chest out saying I'm the guy, not trying to be arrogant or cocky, but when I go places, I'm going to shake somebody's hand and look them in their eye. I'm going to be more concerned and interested in them than I'm trying to be interesting. I'm going to ask questions and get to know people. I'm going to smile and remember their name. I'm going to make it a point to be connected to those people. And that's how you own the space and own the room and own the environment, own the area. Whether you play pickleball, you're a runner, you're in a book club, be the person that remembers the birthdays, the key events in other people's lives, the anniversary, the pivotal point in that person's world? What is it about them that they care about that you acknowledge that makes them feel seen and heard? That's how you own the space, not trying to walk in like you're the guy or the girl. Now, we want to understand. We want to understand where these people are coming from. Where are your people coming from? Not their location geographically, but their way of life, their way of living. Like, for example, if I'm going to go to a $5 million seller, I need to understand this very true fact that most real estate agents don't think about because they only think about themselves. This $5 million seller created a business or worked to earn the money to purchase a $5 million home. They then purchased that asset with their hard-earned money and their time, and now they want to sell it. You and I come in, and we haven't worked as hard as them to buy that house. We don't know what they went through to buy that house, what had to happen in order for them to qualify to get into that house, to maintain and keep that house. We don't know any of those things, but we get to profit off of all of their sacrifice, all of that time and all that commitment from their asset with no overhead. You could essentially go in as a real estate agent. The only skin in the game that you have is taking the test, getting your license, paying your dues, and let's say a few $1,000s. They have a multi-million-dollar asset that they're going to pay you 6 figures on, and you just had to get your license. You don't understand what they went through or care to understand. You just figured out what 3% or 2.5% of $5 million is, because you're not choosing to understand where they're coming from or acknowledging the fact that it took something for them to get to where they are, that their life is still happening outside of you trying to sell their home. They have a life of their own. They're not waking up in the morning saying, how can I help Sam make more money today? No, they have their own stuff that's happening, and you need to understand where they're coming from, be empathetic, and also show visually and audibly show them that you understand. Now, the big one, results. The Bible says, judge a tree by the fruit that it bears, not the fruit that it dreams about on its vision board, not the fruit that it talks about, not the podcasts on the fruit, but the actual results. Judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. So you're saying, oh, Sam, I don't have no fruit because I just got my license yesterday. What do I do? Well, you may not have the results, but somebody does. Here's what I do for the agents on my team and the agents that I coach. If you're an agent in Las Vegas, this works really well, and it pretty much works in any market. It's called circle prospecting. If I was going back and starting over, just starting from scratch, and I didn't know anything, and I just went to the internet, the first thing I would do is not build a brand. It's not the first thing that I would do. I would think about how I can build a brand and market myself and be the person that is seen the most. I would do that. I would focus on marketing at some point, but it's not the first thing that I would do. I would see who has the results closest to me. Is it an agent in my office? Is it someone that I know? Is it someone that I admire that also would allow me to learn from their results or utilize or leverage their results? Here's what I mean. You can do open houses. You can door knock in some cases, in some markets. You can cold call. You can send letters. You can make videos. You can do all of this stuff, right? Create a newsletter based on somebody else's results. So it's something like this. Hey, Sam, I saw that you sold 123 Main Street. Can I help you promote this so that you can go get more business? Sure. Here's what that's going to look like, Sam. I'm going to make a video talking about how it sold. And I'm going to tell the story from your perspective. I want to tell the story from the seller's perspective. I want to tell the story from the buyer's perspective, the home inspector's perspective, if there was a home inspection, a warranty person, the type of people that get warranties and what they should look out for, the neighbor's perspective and the community perspective. So I'm going to make 7 pieces of content, and I'm going to post them talking about it. Not your results, somebody else's results. The home was for sale, it went under contract, and then it sold. 3 different results, 7 different stories. That means you have 21 different opportunities to talk through that process. Now, if you're in an open house, you can share those same stories 21 different ways in those different stages as you go through the process. You can do an open house, call the neighbors and invite the surrounding people with a handwritten note. Hey neighbors, just so you know, there may be a little bit of traffic this week because we're hosting an open house Saturday from this time to this time. You should come. Or we're going to do this open house every day until it sells. You know that might be crazy, but we're just crazy enough to do whatever it takes for our clients. Like, I just made that up off the top of my head, but you don't even need to have your own results. You just need to be willing to put in whatever is required to get the results that you need. And that is what sellers and buyers care about. Can you find the home that doesn't exist? Results, yes or no. You either do or you don't. You don't try. Can you sell the home that expired when you're the 5th agent on the property? You do or you don't. You don't try. Results are the only thing that matters. You need to find people that know you, like you, and trust you. Trust you. So there's an email that I just got a few days ago. And in this email, somebody asked me my opinion about a property that they wanted to see. And I talked them out of going to see the property because in 2022, this home was for sale and it was at a lower price than it is now, and they couldn't sell the home. And the reasons that home wouldn't sell was because it backed the main street. It was extremely busy. That part of the street had break-ins because people could hop over the wall. And I just told them, this home couldn't sell in 2022 for these reasons at a lower price. Why do you think you should go see it and potentially purchase it at a higher price today? Now, that conversation ultimately led to, Sam, that's why they pay you the big bucks. I appreciate you, amigo. This is exactly what he emailed me back. He trusts me as his advisor because I'm not in it for the commission. The commission is a byproduct of me doing my job and advising them so that they can make the best decision for themselves. I didn't say, hey, no, don't worry about it. Don't go see that home. You shouldn't buy this home. No, I said, here are the reasons that this home couldn't sell in 2022 at a lower price. And here's the reason that it's still not selling now. He came to the conclusion for himself. He didn't even have to bring it to his wife. They didn't even have to talk about it because he asked his advisor, whom he trusts, and he made an educated decision on the spot. Affluent people, they want the data, not wasting their time. They want the information so they can make the best decision for them and their family. And he went on about his day because he's running a big company. That's it. He trusts me. He knows I'm not in it for the commission. I want every single person in my arena, in my sphere, in my life to understand that they can trust me because they know that I have their best interests at heart. I'm so generous with everything that I have that, like, information, like, I joined a coaching program where I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to learn, to do everything that I'm doing right now. And now I'm giving it away. I spend so much time trying to help my agents on my team and my community be successful. Now I'm on the internet helping a complete stranger, giving them the game, say, hey, don't make the mistakes that I made as a new agent. Use this exact framework and work on it daily so that you can become the best version of yourself and get the result that you want. The path to $1 million in luxury real estate, this is it because I'm doing it every single day. And there's about 22 agents in my office. We do over $750 million as a company. And this is the framework that we use. So I'm pretty sure it works. And I learned it from someone that's been doing this and they've done billions in real estate. So I think people that trust the result, that we understand, we control the space and we connect with them, I think it may be something that you should consider. But that's it for this video. I hope this helps. Again, if you want to learn exactly what I do consistently, there's a link to a video in my bio, down in the description below. In that video, I teach you a system that I use and how all this makes sense. Watch that video. You don't need to be coached by me. You don't need ChatGPT. Just watch that video. Utilize the stuff that's in the video. Go make some money and then come back. And if you choose the coach, there's a link to apply down there too. You don't have to though. You can take what I'm teaching you right now and go make a lot of money. And I'll see you in the next video.